Hi, my name is Tiona Campbell, and Kelly Golson asked me to speak on her topic, the voice of God. The crazy thing is, I would not even be doing this series for Kelly if I had not listened to the voice of God. And he told me about 6 months ago to share my story and the journey that I'm on. And I met Kelly through Instagram. And she's been following my journey and encourages me daily. And I hope that I do the same for her, because I love to encourage others as well. But she asked me to speak about it because I have posted on Instagram about how God speaks to me. My very first post on Instagram was, "Follow me on my journey. I heard the voice of God tell me to write a song. See where He's taken me and join this crazy ride." So I want to take you back to when I was 15 and I was at a youth service at a youth camp in Dallas, and I heard the voice of God say, "I want you to go into missions." And I heard it so clear, like an audible voice, but it wasn't an audible voice. It felt so clear. And so then I asked, well, where do you want me to go? And I really felt in my heart that He wanted me to go to the United Kingdom. Fast forward 2 years, I meet the guy, have a very toxic relationship that was very mentally abusive, and at that time I was young and naive, and I gave in and had sex before marriage, got pregnant, rocked my world, made me feel guilty and shameful, and felt like, how can God use me now? Who's going to listen to me? Who's going to want me to help minister? What church is going to want me to be a minister with all this baggage that I have and all this sin that I have? How can I help others? And that's what Satan wants to do. He is here to kill, steal, and destroy. But I found a verse about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, and it's Romans 11:29, and it says, "Your gifts and callings are irrevocable," which was life-changing and so encouraging for me, because no matter what you do, where you've been, your gifts and your callings are still there. God still wants to use you. He's just waiting on you. So I eventually divorced with 2 kids, moved to Houston with my parents, started over, tried to find out who I was again. Went on a really long journey for about 16 to 17 years of going to church, very irregular, trying to get my relationship back. But it just wasn't there, and I just wasn't happy. I'd gotten remarried, met my best friend, was completely happy. We ended up having a little girl. Great relationship, but something was missing in my life, and it was God, and it was the Holy Spirit and His voice and our relationship, our intimate relationship. So about 3-4 years ago, I said, that's it, God. Maybe I missed my calling. Of course, this is before I found that verse. And maybe I can't go to the United Kingdom anymore. Maybe I blew it. Maybe I missed the boat. But you know what? You can use me here in Houston, and you can use me in missions to do here in Houston, Texas. So I said, I'm going to prioritize my life. I'm going to get back in church. I'm going to get involved. I'm going to get connected. I'm going to get back on track with you and just do mission work here in Houston. So about 6 months, a year into it, the Lord started giving me signs about the United Kingdom. It was flags. It was the word England on an 18-wheeler that I've never seen in my whole entire life. It was movies. It was God will speak to you in any way you can imagine, and He has a sense of humor. Found that out this past year or two. It was really funny how He was showing me the signs and wonders, and that's another story. But so I said, okay, well, maybe I'm supposed to still go. You know what? If it's meant to be, God will make a way and He'll figure it out. So I just kind of forgot about it. Well, about a year ago, He told me, I want you to go in 2017. And so I have more vision about that, and I'm excited, about that journey and going next year. And I think God's really just sending me for connections more than anything, connecting with the church, because I've met a church, the Instagram that's going and building over there, But last September, after my quiet time, I was watering the flowers and just enjoying the peace and quiet, and I heard like an audible voice again, but it wasn't. It was the Holy Spirit saying, write a song. And I'm like, write a song? I've never written a song. So then I'm thinking in my head, okay, is this me Is this the Holy Spirit? And I'm like, it can't be me, because I've never written a song. Never thought about writing a song. It's got to be the Holy Spirit. So I'm like, what in the world am I supposed to write about? Like, how am I supposed to do this? I have no idea what I'm doing. So I felt and heard the Holy Spirit say, I want you to write about the Holy Spirit. So fast forward a little bit, that led to me trying out for choir at our church again. Then it led me into, well, I'm taking this seriously. Maybe I should get some vocal training. I haven't sang since I was in high school. So that led me to a lady here in Houston that I thought only had a music school to teach you like piano lessons and guitar and vocals. No. As we're emailing and she's asking me my age and asking me what instruments do I play, she proceeded to say, I have a perfect class for you. It's songwriting, demo recording, piano, and vocals. I'm like, how did she know? I didn't tell her what the Holy Spirit told me a month ago. Blows my mind. And so the journey started in September. I've written about 14 to 15 songs. I absolutely love it. I don't know where God's taking this. I'm 36 on a new journey. I'm just trying to be obedient to the Holy Spirit and what He's telling me, but I love it. And He knows the desires of our heart. He knows what we love more than we do. I had no clue that I could do this. I had no clue that I would love it as much as I did. So I just want to encourage you, the 3 things that really changed my life, and for me to hear God more than anything, because I've had dreams, I've had visions so strong and so powerful that it just overwhelmed me and made me cry. God will speak to you in so many ways, through people, through His Word, through dreams, through symbols, through signs. There's just, you can't put Him in a box. There's just so many ways that He can speak to you. But the 3 main things that I did was every day, no matter what, I made time for God. I got up every morning because things can happen in the afternoon that throw your schedules off and you'll miss your quiet time. Having it fresh in your morning, fresh in your day, it just renews your strength, it renews your mind, your thoughts, and it just prepares you for the day. So every day, I recommend getting up and having, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, have a devotional, have some prayer time with God every morning. If you do that every day, the second thing I recommend is the devotional. Not just get up and go somewhere and be quiet. Spend time in the Word and the devotional. And the third thing is get a journal, because as God starts speaking to you, you need to write it down. That way you can refer back to it when you forget. I had a dream. The name is Shell Rhythm. I woke up. I'm like, what does that mean? What am I supposed to do with that? Months had passed. I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. 6 months later, I'm having a ladies group Bible study at my house. And we start talking about dreams and visions, because a lot of us at a certain point, 6 months ago, we were having a lot of dreams and visions. And I told them that I just woke up with this name. I researched it. There was like nobody in the industry that I thought, well, maybe I'm supposed to be working with someone musically. Couldn't find anything on this name. I'm like, it makes no sense. They said, well, what was it? And I said, well, I don't remember, but I wrote it in my journal. So I went back to my journal, looked it up, and it was Michelle Rhythm. And a girlfriend of mine that went through ministry school, she said, look up the Hebrew meaning of it. So when I looked it up, Michelle means gift from God. And when you look up rhythm in Hebrew, it means basically what music is. Rhythm, beats, melodies. And so I really feel like God was telling me, use the gift I've given you to write music and write songs. But if I didn't put that in my journal, 6 months down the road, I would have not remembered what that name is. So writing in a journal is huge for dreams that you have, things like symbols or names or numbers that He may give you that you may not have an answer to right away, but down the road you may have an answer. But if you don't remember what He told you, you won't be able to get that closure. So I just really recommend every day getting up, having a devotional, reading in the Word, even putting on praise and worship music, as well. And then in your journal, write down 10 things, five to 10 things that you're thankful for, things that God speaks to you, and just journal what you want God to do in your life, things you're confused about and you're frustrated. Give it time. You may not hear his voice right away, but I have learned from friends and me and family that within 2 to 3 months, sometimes sooner, sometimes later, God starts speaking to you and you start hearing it and you start getting clarity of what your purpose is, what he's wanting you to do, how to handle things. He comforts you, he encourages you. So my time is up. I hope that my story helps you, and I hope that you will find the time every day to be with him and let him form that relationship like you do with a girlfriend. When you first meet a girlfriend, you talk a little bit, you share a little bit, but the more you talk, the more you hang out, the more you share, and the easier it is, and that relationship just gets easier and funner and closer and more intimate. And that's the same thing with God. You just got to make the time. He'll start speaking to you in ways that you'll never imagine. Don't put him in a box. He will speak to you in ways, tons of different ways that you can't even imagine. Have a blessed day.